Hey everyone, it's Ardenstone again. I gotta put some I gotta share my thoughts on on the whole Plunderstorm. This article right here, um, I read this article this morning, and I'm like, it just not even doesn't even make sense. The title of it is World of Warcraft's Battle Royale mode won't force you to PvP, so everyone can have an awesome pirate party with your friends and collect plunder. Won't force you to. If you go into it further, World of Warcraft released the Battle Royale. It says even if you're not the one to directly attack other players, you can go around and killing monsters, opening chests, and collect plunder along the way. All that crap, right? That's what they're talking about. But just because you can earn plunder by killing other players doesn't mean you have to. And so this person that wrote the article is really just kind of talking about um, the people who I think the developers or whatever it says developers said in a PC game interview, right, in a gamer interview. But now the problem here is that these developers are saying some funny things because just because you can earn plunder by killing other players doesn't mean you have to. Um, so it's like the thing is, I think that the Plunderstorm idea is kind of cool, but the reality is that we live in a world where there are people who will do whatever they can to ruin somebody else's gameplay experience. And those people that are really good at this type of gameplay are going to do that on purpose. And it's like it says they're deliberately designed to allow casual PvPers to enjoy the combat. Um, we're less concerned about the min max and all that stuff. But the problem is that like it doesn't matter. All that stuff doesn't really matter. It's like there's that core element of um, there are people who just want to do PvP when there is the availability there. So like what I noticed, I didn't play the game mode yet, but what I noticed is that my friend, I watched him play a match, and he said that, and this was like maybe his, I don't know, fifth, sixth, seventh match. He played quite a bit the first day, and he said like basically every match he goes into, the experience is pretty much the same. It's like he starts trying to open some stuff, do some things on his own, and then within the first 30 seconds, somebody's trying to attack him and wanting to kill him. Now, that's kind of the nature of a battle royale. But if you, as a developer, build something knowing full well how these are, and then kind of neglecting the fact that there are people who will just that's what their goal is, to just do that. They don't care about the collecting of the other stuff. They may not even care that it's even they may not even care if it's efficient to kill players over doing other things. They're probably just there to kill the players because it's like a form of griefing, right? If they can piss other people off, and they want to do that. And so, I mean, this I was reading in here. I saw this. It says, this is somebody's forum post on the forums, and it literally says there's no reason to PvP in Plunderstorm until the end, and players don't drop plunder. Uh, excuse me. And early on, you're likely to get an ability or item from them. You're not likely to get an ability or item from that that's any better than what you have already. So really, like, this guy's saying like there's no real reason to fight people at the beginning, but pretty much 90% of the matches that my friend played, that's all that was happening to him was people trying to kill him. And he's a good player. Wow, I mean he's a very good player, but it's like he didn't want to just experience that. He was hoping that it was going to be more played out the way that it would. I'm thinking that the developers intended it to be played out, which of course it seems like they just overlook the fact that some players are just toxic by nature. That's what they want to be like. That is their decision. And you can't really have a game type that allows players to do that without actually thinking they're going to. Um, and so, like, the next comment here is, bloodthirsty fools exist everywhere in this game. That's the truth. I mean, like it's gonna happen. People just want to play to kill. They don't care about what's happening in the game. They don't care about any of that stuff. So what you have now is like you have this game mode that I mean, if you don't like PvP, I mean this article, you don't have to PvP. Well, you will be forced to PvP, or you will be forced to die or run, and your experience will be um, basically turned into crap if that's not what you wanted to do. If you were looking forward to maybe going in and just exploring the Arathi Highlands and finding, treasure and all that, and you're only in there for 30 seconds, and then you get killed, and that happens over and over again, well, your experience is going to suffer. You're probably not going to want to continue to play it. My friend was kind of going through that, and I mean, he kind of gave up too. He was already like annoyed with it, saying, hey, it's like it's the same thing every time I go into a match. I don't even feel like playing it. And then those people who are really good at that type of thing, who are going around trying to kill everybody, they might be having a great time, right? Because that's what they want to do. But it's just the problem is that the fact that the developers just they design this kind of stuff and then they don't think that people are going to do this. They don't think that there's going to be consequences when you just allow people to do stuff like that. Like that's I don't know. Maybe they think players actually care about being good. I don't know, but I've played WoW long enough to know that there's a huge population that just really doesn't care about that. They want to grief people. They'll take any chance they get. Um, so I mean, this guy here made a joke about me and Plunderstorm panic clicking all my buttons when another player shows up, and it's like, yeah, random bullshit go. You got all these things, and you're getting these abilities at random. And what I noticed from the one match that I did watch him play was that it was like he was level 4 or something, I think, or no, he was level 2 at first, and within the first minute, he got to like level 2, he grabbed 2 abilities, then some other player showed up, wanted to start fighting him, and that player was level 4 already. Um, then 2 other players showed up and started kind of battling. One of those guys died. My buddy took off, ran off. 30 seconds later, some dude shows up with level 7 already. Don't know how exactly that works. I'm not sure how fast you level up and all that. I didn't play it, but like this happened. He was level 7. My buddy just got decimated. Couldn't even didn't even do 10% of the other player's health in damage before he died. So it was like he didn't even really get a chance to do any looting. He minor looting, got a couple of things, got a couple abilities, and then it was from then on it was PvP. It was like he was just trying to survive at that point, like just you know. And over here they're saying like you don't have to PvP if you don't want to. Yeah, that's the problem. You will be forced to. You will be forced to, whether you like it or not. You're playing a battle royale game that has people who are wanting to PvP. That's gonna happen. Um, Personally, like I won't play this activity because that's what I like PvP in World of Warcraft, but I like PvP. Um, I personally don't like I don't like if I'm gonna play PvP. I like the classic original experience of PvP. Just the normal experience. This game mode for me is not like I don't know. It's not gonna be my thing. But you've got this guy here another person that says basically Plunderstorm review from a non-PvPer. Well, it's funny because this guy says from a non-PvPer, and he actually likes it because he does PvP. So it's a little strange. He says so straight off the bat. I'll say I'm not really someone who enjoys PvP in WoW, but he says he wants to PvP. But I feel like when I read this earlier, I swear, example, or maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so this is from a PvPer. He actually wasn't. He's not a PvPer. I swear when I swear earlier when I read this, I thought that I actually read that he does PvP. Um, but this guy's issues with it were that you don't use your own class means. Um, yeah. So for me, Plunderstorm address Wait, what? Oh yeah, for me, Plunderstorm addresses a few of these issues, and that's the PvP thing. So he likes this. He likes this even though he doesn't play PvP. Is what he was going into, and essentially like saying, because you don't use your own class and everyone's on an equal footing, players realistically have to perform some PvE elements to start to get skills. Well, that's the thing. Like at the start, and that's about it. Like after that, it's pretty much all PvP. This adds an enormous amount of variety in both gameplay. It's because you get different abilities. You can't really tell which abilities you're going to get, and you can't tell what abilities other players are going to get. So I mean, like, you can't really counter somebody if you don't know what abilities they're going to have until you see them use them. But what I noticed was the reality was like what I noticed was my friend who played the abilities he got. He got one ability where it's kind of like earthquake, but he jumps to the location and then it puts an earthquake like from the shaman, sort of like that type of earthquake on the ground in that area. The problem with what I noticed with it was a 10-second cooldown, and what I noticed about it was that when he used it, if he made one minor mistake and put it down and like slightly in the wrong spot or slightly too late to counter an attack or something, the other player would just be able to move out of it, and then if he missed with it, the earthquake would do nothing, and then it's completely visible. So like you're not going to, as another player, you're not going to walk into it, and it's not doing any damage, and now it's on a 10-second cooldown, and so it's completely bricked for 10 seconds. Um, so I don't know. I mean, like I said, there are people who are gonna love it because it's PvP based and they love PvP and they love griefing. But if you're a PvE player and you're going in there to do some of the activities, thinking like, oh, I don't have to, because you read something like this, thinking, oh, I don't have to PvP. Yeah, you will be PvPing or you will be dead, and your match will be over. So it's like I don't know. I don't think that like it. I don't know. I don't think it's very fair for people to say stuff like this and think that like that's going to be the way it is. But I figured I'd put in my 2 cents on it. I'm I'm a little I'm a little surprised, at the whole idea, like I said, because I kind of could just from naturally from knowing World of Warcraft, I just knew that players were going to do this kind of thing. It was going to happen. I couldn't wait to see it for myself. And when my friends started playing and told me about it, I'm like, yep, I expected that. Yep, no surprise here. Just wanted to see when it was going to, who was, how long it was going to take before somebody said something. It literally didn't even take 24 hours. Well, he works, so I didn't talk to him all day, but basically it took him one day to let me know once he got done with work and talked to me that next day. So anyway, yeah. If you guys have any thoughts about this whole Plunderstorm, please share them, and I'd like to know what people think about the idea of the game, and then seeing like what would they do differently, maybe. Would you do like some kind of allotted time at the beginning of the match where you can actually go out and collect some stuff before the PvP begins. Like a starting phase, and then after that timer, it's like activates PvP, and then everybody gets to, I mean, this kind of interesting, just things to think about, and what maybe they could do in the future for other game types if they decide to make, bring this into the actual WoW experience. I did hear that some people like it because it's kind of more like a big battle, there are, sometimes there are like larger battles within the game match where you got a lot of players trying to battle each other, and that's kind of cool. I've always liked big team battle type stuff, like the I forget what they're called, massive battlegrounds or whatever, the larger battlegrounds in World of Warcraft. I like those much more than the smaller battlegrounds. Just because there's more action, there's more fun. But in those, it's more of it's the original WoW like PvP experience, so it's just completely different. But yeah, share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. I'm kind of curious and everything. But yeah. Anyway, just my take on this. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys next one. Sorry, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.